Ah, the joys of retail. If you yourself have ever worked a retail job or have known anybody who has ever done so as well, you know that there is definitely not a shortage of stories that they could tell. And I, for one, definitely have loads of stories to share. But this one in particular that I want to share today has nothing to do with the actual retail job itself, but more of the people I worked with at one point. Now, this story goes back to about 2001, 2002. Before I became a store manager, I was actually an assistant manager in one of the retail stores I used to work in. And I was actually working with two other guys at that time. But one of the guys I worked with, we called him Jojo, because he reminded us of the character Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls. Because it always seemed like every time he would talk with a customer, he would just kept repeating the same thing over and over again, but he would just change the wording up so that it sounded like it was different. You know that character, right?
Are you trying to say good morning? You can stop because I know you're trying to say that. But you clearly do not need to continue, as I have written the words good morning for you, and you can copy what I've written.
Yeah, he pretty much talked just like that when he was explaining stuff to customers. The other associate I worked with that day, we called him Carrot Top, because for some reason he always bleached his hair a bright red, so he reminded us of Carrot Top.
I'm the Wendy's hamburger girl. That's really embarrassing when you look like that's not good, right?
Except his hair wasn't that curly. So on this particular day, we were working on a refresh in our store, and we were redoing some displays, changing some planograms, things like that, when two girls walk in, a tall girl and a short girl. Now, Jojo was actually closer to the front of the store, whereas me and Carrot Top were working on a bigger display in the back of the store. Now, the store I worked at wasn't a very big store, so you can pretty much see and hear everything that was going on throughout the entire sales floor. So Jojo goes up to the girls and does the typical, hi, how you doing? How can I help you today? And the shorter girl was holding on to a camcorder, and she showed the camcorder to Jojo and said, we're looking for the size cassette that goes to this. So Jojo takes the camcorder, looks at it real quick, hands it back to the girl and says, I know exactly the cassette that goes into this, follow me, and takes them over to where all of our blank cassettes were. So he shows them which cassette it is, they pick out a size that they want, and he takes them up to the cash register. So as Jojo starts ringing them up, he looks at them and says, so what are you guys looking to record today? The two girls turn and look at each other, just kind of snicker, then they look back at Jojo, and the shorter girl says, well, I caught my boyfriend cheating on me, so to get back at him, we're going to videotape ourselves having sex with each other. Jojo pauses for a second, looks back at the girls and says, oh, okay. Excuse me for a second. And then proceeds to walk away from them and walks back to me.
What the hell are you doing?
Now, mind you, these two girls were actually very attractive women, but for some reason we didn't understand why Jojo was coming back to us. But he comes up to me and he's like, Matt, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I was like, yeah. Well, what do I do? What do I do? What do you do? What do you mean? What do you do? So I just stood there for a second. I looked at him and I said, ask them if they need a cameraman.
Make your dreams come true. Just do it.
He's like, wait, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. Then why the hell did you come back and ask me for? Just get back up there and finish helping him out. He's like, okay. Turns around and he walks back up to the front of the store. Now, as he gets up, he starts bringing them up again. Starts punching in. He gets the totals, tells him what the total is, and as the girl, the taller girl, is actually looking through her wallet to pull out the money to buy the cassette, he sure enough, he looks at him and goes, so, you need a cameraman? The two girls pause. They turn and look at each other. The taller girl kind of snickers at the shorter girl. The shorter girl turns back and says, sure. So Jojo stands there for a second and says, oh, okay, excuse me for a second, and runs back to me again.
What the hell were you thinking?
So I'm standing there, and Jojo walks up to me. He's like, Matt, did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, what do I do? I looked at him and I was like, what do? You get your you get out. He's like, but I'm like, no, don't worry. We got your shift covered. And Jojo's like, okay. Turns around, scurries back up to the front of the store again. So he finishes up, takes the money from the taller girl, finishes up, gets the receipt, puts the cassette and the receipt in a bag, hands the bag back to the taller girl and says, okay, well, you guys have a nice day.
What?
Nice day.
What?
Nice day.
What?
So the two girls turn, they look at each other, and just kind of turn around and they walk out the door. The rest of that day, Jojo tried to talk to me. He's like, Matt, I just couldn't. I just shook my head. Nope. don't talk to me. Don't even talk to me for the rest of the day. Surprisingly enough, that actually really wasn't the end of that story. About 2 weeks later, the three of us are working together again, and we're working on a couple different things in the store, redoing displays, redoing planograms once again, because it seems like every week in the retail establishments that thing kind of happens. A gentleman walks in carrying a camcorder. Jojo was near the front of the store. So as he does, he walks up to the gentleman. He's like, "Hi, how you doing? How can I help you today?" The guy holds up the camcorder and says, "Yeah, my girlfriend said she rented this from here, and I'm just bringing it back." Jojo looks at it and goes, he's like, "Oh no, there's a rent-a-center a few more doors down. That's probably where she got it from. It wasn't from here." The guy goes, "Oh, okay." Just turns around, starts walking out the door. As he gets to the door, Carrot Top lifts his head up from the back of the store, looks up and goes, "Hey, you got a cassette in there?" The guy turns around, standing in the doorway, just kind of looks around a little bit, stands there for like a few seconds, and then turns around and just walks out the door and walks up towards the Rent-A-Center. Hello everyone, greetings and salutations, it's Mattimus again. If you're watching me right now, that means you made it to the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you watched, please make sure you hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to follow me on all my other social media platforms. Links are in the description down below. If you'd like to watch another one of my videos I've done, just click on the picture to the left of me. If you want to see all the videos I've done, just click on my face right down below me. Again, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.